Today's lesson is on aeration and fertilization. Aeration is the addition of air to the soil. What we're going to do today is going to do the hanging baskets. Now, to aerate the soil is to put holes in it. The reason why you aerate the soil is so you have better water penetration, better fertilizer penetration, and it actually keeps the roots growing better. All right. Now, we have these skewers, which we have a ton of in the greenhouse, which you guys have used before. And what I will do is I will take these skewers and push them through the soil as far as I can go without hitting the actual plant. Does this tear up the roots? Yes, it does tear up the roots, but it's much more beneficial because it will allow more air, which the lack of air will kill a plant, and it will also allow the water and fertilizer, which we're going to do later, to penetrate the soil better. All of these plants on this table, my sons have been helping me out today, have been aerated. Each plant, in between each plant, each hanging basket, we have taken these skewers, pushing them down as far as possible, and this loosens the soil. Typically, the soil, you would like to have 25% air and 25% water, 45% mineral matter, and 5% organic matter. So we are trying to add air to the soil here. We're going to be hanging these baskets up probably a day or so from now after I fertilize them. And so while they're down on these tables, we are going to do those today. These are impatiens. He's doing a begonia, and we have petunias. Obviously, they haven't flowered yet. These will all fill in hopefully really good soon. I will fertilize them in the next part of this video. Fertilization. We are now going to fertilize our plants inside. Typically, plants growing outside in the soil will get their nutrients from the soil. Leaves decaying, animals, all different types of ways to get nutrients. But in here, because our potting soil is sterile, there are no nutrients. And the soil that we have does not have a pre-mixed fertilizer or plant food in it. So we are going to add that today. Typically, fertilizer, plant food, has three essential elements: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. This happens to be a percentage of 24% nitrogen, 8% phosphorus, and 16% potassium. The first number, 24%, is the highest one. It means that there is more nitrogen for vegetative leaf plant growth. The other two elements, essential for cell division, plant formation. Again, typically this is used by many homeowners, and there are all different type of formulations as far as percentages, but it's always in this order: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So we are taking our fertilizer, which this comes in a bag, and
so the bag was in that thing.
Right, yeah, it's in here. This one actually has 4 bags in it, and this bag has enough fertilizer to fill up this container. So I previously just did that, but we would cut off the top, pour it in. I don't have gloves on. I'm very careful. I always do it anyway. My students don't do it, so they're not exposed to it. But take the fertilizer, put it in the container. We then take, and this fills up, it's just the right amount. That's the nice thing. This is, so nice, pretty blue color. This will stain your hands if you get it on it. I put the top on the container, and we're going to take it over to the hose and then hook it up. All right, I'm gonna take our hose, and I have a shut off on here. It makes it easier, just so we don't have to go to the hose bearer every time to turn it off every time I want water or turn it on. I'm gonna attach it to our Miracle Grow sprayer, and going to, I have it on shower, and what will happen is, because we just finished the aeration, that's completed, our Miracle Grow will penetrate into the soil and it will feed our plants. I'm walking around. The nice thing about this is it will distribute the correct amount of fertilizer. It's on the shower. It has all different types of settings, which obviously I won't hit it with you now, but to leave it on the shower, it makes it much nicer and gentle. You don't want to, again,
Beat up the plants.
right, beat up the plants too much. They just got beat up by us sticking a
Skewer
under the roots. So I will continue to do this for all these hanging plants and all the ones that I have hanging on the side here. We will let that drain. I won't put them up today. These are going to be hanging up soon. I don't want my sons to get wet or myself, because now these are going to drain through and allow the water to come out, and we'll hang them up and go from there. So fertilization and aeration.